Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be editing this AMG GTR. I shot this with my 50mm from Canon f1.8. So if you want the parameters of the shot, so it was shot at ISO 400, 50mm and f2.0. So I'm gonna start by enabling the profile correction and remove the chromatic aberration. So when you select this, it should find your lens. If not, you have to select it. I will start by cropping the picture. I'm gonna choose 8:10 for Instagram, and I want my the headlight to be centered. So like this will be good. So I'm gonna start by decreasing the highlights, because we can see here the sky is a bit burned. So I will decrease it maybe 63. I will also increase the shadows, because maybe we can make the grille a bit brighter, and also maybe the windshield. So let's put it maybe 14. Then for the whites and the blacks, you can press Alt, and then you can see the limits of. So here we can see it will be burned. So you want to go at the limit. So here will be 5 for the whites. And for the blacks, we can see it burns immediately, so I will just stay to 0 on this one. I'm gonna add a little bit of contrast on the picture, because it's not very contrasty. So maybe about 11, because we're gonna add some more contrast with the tone curve. So let's head over to the tone curve. So for the tone curve, I usually do a S shape, so I will bring the blacks down, and you can see that it increases the contrast a lot. So I will go for this, and the highlights, you can bring them up, and this will make the car to be a bit shiny, just like this. I will also increase the vibrance, so that the green is more vibrant. So let's put it to maybe 17, and then also a little bit of saturation, so maybe just a bit, like 2. We can see now the green is really popping. Now I will go to the graduate filter. I'm gonna bring one down from the top of the picture to maybe about the headlights, and I will bring the highlights down maybe like this. And then I will also use another graduate filter and bring it from the side to the car, because I want the eye to be directed to the car. And here I will bring the highlights down as well, and maybe a little bit of exposure also down, but not too much, because we don't want to have like a clear line here. So I think like this will be okay. Then I can go to the radial filter. I'm gonna draw one the size of the car, and what you want to do is bring the exposure down, up on the car, and then you can duplicate it and reduce. So no, invert the mask here, and then you can reduce the blacks, the exposure, sorry, and this will make that the car gets a bit detached from the environment. So we can see that the focus is now clearly on the car, and that's what I want. And I will also bring a little bit of temperature in the environment, because this was shot at 6:30 p.m. and The sun was already getting a bit low, so I want to bring this warmth back. So maybe like this. And now I will go to the brush tool. I'm gonna paint the car so that I can just edit the car. So for this I press O so that I can see where I'm painting. So I'll just paint the whole car. Okay, I went a bit too quickly. So if you press Alt, you have the minus, so you can remove a bit. And I'm also gonna paint the mirror, just here. There we go. And now I will bring maybe a bit of contrast just on the car. Also the shadows, I will bring them up a little bit because the interior is a bit dark. So maybe like this. Also a bit of clarity. And I can see here that the headlight is a bit burned. So I will bring the whites a little bit down, just like this. And I will also increase the sharpness. So maybe 15. And I think like this it will be good. So we can see the before and after if you click here. So this was the before and here the after. So we can see that the green is much more vibrant and the focus is more on the car. So that's what I wanted to achieve. Now I will go to Photoshop because I want to remove some elements. So I want to remove this arrow painted on the ground because I don't really like it. And maybe the flags here, the white flags. So let's do this. So I will go to Edit In and then Photoshop. And this will open your picture on Photoshop. So just a moment for it to load. There we go. Okay. So now you can start your edit. Wait, because I lost my panel here. I don't know where it went. Okay, here we go. So duplicate the layer. And to remove elements, you can use different tools. So you can use the clone stamp or also the healing brush tool. Here you have different variants. This one will just make it automatically, but it's not always great. This you can sample from somewhere, and this will be you make a selection and then move it onto the object that you want to remove. So maybe we can start by the healing brush. I will start by removing the arrow. So I'm going to select a sample from here. Maybe I will decrease the hardness a little bit. And I will just paint over the arrow. So when you do this, you really have to take your time because sometimes it takes some time and this will make the difference in looking good or bad. So maybe it will not be perfect here for the tutorial, but I don't want the video to be very long. So here we can still see that it's a bit visible, so maybe you have to decrease the hardness a little bit too more. Or you can just maybe use another tool, so maybe the patch tool. So you make a selection and then you just move it onto the area, and just like this it will remove the object. So this will be okay for the tutorial. I also want to remove this white dot up here. So I'm going to use the clone stamp so that you can see how it works. So you press Alt to make a sample, and then you just paint over the objects. that you want to remove, just like this. So this was easy. Sometimes it's a bit harder. For example, here it will be a bit harder. So I'm gonna use the brush tool again. I will make a selection by clicking Alt, and then again I just paint over the object. So you have to just take your time, make it look good. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's a bit harder, but you can always make it work. So there we go. Up, almost done. So I'm doing this quick, but you get the idea. So here we go. I think it looks okay for now for the tutorial. So again, just take your time, and it will look great. So this was the edit. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, leave a comment, or please drop a like because it helps me for the channel, and also subscribe if you want to see more. And if you have any video ideas, please leave them down below, and maybe I will make a video about it. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye everyone.